Hi Ken, it's David again. Okay, in meditating further upon the laws, just got done watching an episode of Todd Hanson's on the Story Trek, and it brought to my mind, at the end of it, it brought to my mind some additional laws that are at play constantly in Heartbeat City, which would be like Aaron's laws. Aaron's laws are always there, no matter what any of us do or could wish, to the contrary. The Aaron's laws are always in effect, but they're encompassed by the Messiah's laws. And so, for example, in Doctrine and Covenants section 13, it says, "Upon you, my fellow servants, in the name of the Messiah, I confer upon you the priesthood of Aaron, which holds the keys to the ministering of angels." And so you might think to yourself, well, how on earth does that law, which pertains, those are heavenly laws, or celestial laws, or terrestrial or telestial laws, that apply specifically to my church and to my faith outside of Heartbeat City? And I would say, true, yes, those are laws that exist, but they also exist they exist independent. They exist independently, but also interconnectedly. So, like, for example, I'll try to reason on this particular law. So, for example, Aaron's laws, when we create them in Heartbeat City, we could say, well, when we create them or discover them, right? Sometimes we say create them, but we know that Joseph Smith said that the worlds were not necessarily created, they were organized. So the gods organized everything a certain way. And so, for example, when it comes to Aaron's law, doing things in the Messiah's name, Aaron's laws would reside within the Messiah's laws. So, as much as Aaron could do on behalf of the Messiah, or as much as he could do in the name of the Messiah, he's still governed by the Messiah's laws. Just like all of our laws in our government here in America, American law resides within God's law. And there's not much any of us can do about it. God is overall, and so is his Messiah. And so all of Messiah's laws, I would say, are superior laws, to Aaron's laws or some of these lower laws. But what's cool is in Heartbeat City, we can meditate on all the laws, the virgin laws, the golden laws, the higher laws, and the lower laws. And they still exist, notwithstanding our human frailties, our human imperfections, our sins, and so forth. God sees us through. And so he doesn't look upon sin with the least degree of allowance, but he does see us through our sins. He does allow us to make changes. Now, it'd be far better for all of us to choose to keep all of his commandments and live all of his laws. If we do so, we'll be happier. Just like the laws that govern the killers. Obviously, somebody could go and violate God's laws that govern the killers, but it would just make the killers more miserable. And so, that's why killers generally choose to govern themselves within the laws which God's given us. Now, one other thing I was thinking about with my family. There's laws that are constantly at play, and they're occurring independently of whatever I'm doing. So, for example, there's laws that govern my son. There's laws that govern me. And there's laws that govern Candace, and there's laws that are governing our spiritual development and progression. The same laws exist and govern your spiritual progression in your family. And so if you're not careful, and if you use a black heart, if you allow the devil's to use his black magic on you, or black spells, he can infect your heart. And he can infect your heart in all the wrong ways to get you to fight the wrong fight, and to fight the wrong battles, into fight in all the wrong ways. And so you don't want to do that. You want to be cognizant and safeguard your heart. And the way you safeguard your heart is by making it green. And when you make your heart green, you're able to fight the good fight. And you're able to arm yourself correctly. And then you can help influence those outside of the house of faith who need the strengthening influence of Aaron, or of Aaron's house. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's all I wanted to get on that for now. And I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.